water, the lifeblood of the human body. And although it's great for us, it can have a very negative impact on your RVs, roofs, floors, and even the walls over a long period of time. Hi, I'm Dr. RV, and I'm here to give you the medicine on how to prevent, diagnose, and even set up the correct surgery to repair your RV back to where it's supposed to be. Let's take a look at some examples. What we have here is a Class C diesel, and this is going to be a real good example of the worst case scenario that can happen if water leaks through the roof, gets through the walls, gets down to the floor. This is an absolutely torn up floor. I wanted to show you guys the outside first before we see how terrible the inside is. Let's take a look. As you can see, this is what I mean by worst case scenario. This particular RV has had extensive damages to the floor. It was all from water getting in from the RV over a year, 2-year period that caused water damage to the floor. If you've ever been walking in an RV and the floor got soft, you kind of stepped down and it was a soft area, that is rotting. What happens is even a pinhole leak can cause the water to come down in, rot the wood, and it just grows bigger and bigger until it affects all the wood and the bracing underneath. It's not from a flash flood. It's not from driving it into a lake. This is water damage that comes in from very tiny holes when an RV is not sealed properly. So now let's talk about how we can prevent something like this catastrophic event from happening. Come on, let's take a look. All right, so here's a real good example of what can happen when water affects your slide outs, your floors, your roofs, any wood inside the RV due to rotting. This particular slide out's been rebuilt. The bottom of it fell out. It was so rotted it wouldn't hold any weight at all. This one's already been rebuilt and done, but what may have caused it when it was just the slide out and not the rest of the flooring? Your window seals. You have seals around the window and in between the windows that need to be kept up. Just like the roof does, so do the windows throughout. Therefore, any water can seep in, again, through something as small as a pinhole. Over a period of time, it can create that wood to rot and fall all the way through. So what you want to do is check all the way around your windows, not just this one, but all of them on the RV. Make sure that the seals are nice and good and clean and look fairly renewed. You don't always need to reseal once a year, but what you should do once a year is at least inspect those seals to make sure they're nice and healthy. Now, let's go take a look at a roof. So we've seen a worst case scenario with a floor. Now we've got a worst case scenario with a roof. This particular roof received water damage because the seals weren't taken care of. As you can see, all the new boards have been placed and all the rotted wood have gone away. 6 plywood boards is what it took to redo this roof. Now, of course, you still got the rubber, the seals, and put everything else on top. But if you don't take care of your seals and keep them healthy, this is exactly what can happen to you, whether it be this, a slide out, a floor, or even the walls. So let's take a look at what a good seal looks like so that you know what to look for. All right, so this is what a nice healthy roof is supposed to look like. So when it comes to your 12 to 18 month checkups, you want to get on top of your roof and make sure you inspect it front to back, top to bottom. You want to start with all your components on top, your vents, your fans, your antennas, things like that. All you want to do is go around it, take a good look, feel around, make sure you don't have any tears or pinholes or cuts or anything that might let water in. If it feels like it's old or it doesn't look like it's sealing correctly or it's cracked, you may want to go ahead and peel that up, chisel it, peel it back with your hands. It's really not that hard. Take it off, put on what's called Dicor. That will actually seal the outer perimeter of these components. The next thing you want to do is check all the sides. Make sure you have a nice, smooth, rounded edge on the sides. Make sure it's still tucked in, it is sealed, there's no problems there. Always check for pinholes, cuts, anything that might let water in. This is a rubber roof, so it doesn't take much to chip it or to cut it. A tree limb can do it, and if it does, it can cause you major dollars down the line, even if it's a small hole. The last thing you want to check is your front and rear cap. Rear cap is at the back, front is right here. This is the line that separates the fiberglass cap to the rest of the RV. What you want to do is make sure you got a nice, even keeled seal all the way across the front, just like you did with these. No cracks, no chips, no cuts. If there is, peel it off and start a new one. You should do this periodically, even if it doesn't look like it needs a seal, just to make sure, but always make sure you're doing your inspections on time. Well, if you follow these rules, you'll save yourself some dollars down the line. You'll have a beautiful RV and you'll never have to worry about water damage. So take my advice and follow what the doctor does. Thanks for watching our show today on water damage and the catastrophic effects it can have on your RV. If you like what you saw today, subscribe to us on YouTube. Throw us a like, or comment in the comments and let me answer any questions you might have. Allow the doctor to prescribe the medicine you need for your RV needs.